Good evening. You're watching Left, Right and Centre. I'm Nidhi Razdan. Tonight, Law Minister Sadananda Gowda is the latest in a series of BJP leaders to make a huge gaffe on the Vyapam scam. He says it's silly and simple and the Prime Minister doesn't need to respond. But with his government battered by a series of scandals, can the Prime Minister be silent any longer? Also tonight, an explosive new book on the Arushi Talwar murder raises several questions on the trial and the evidence. Was it a media trial or was justice served in the end? That's coming up in about 30 minutes from now. Well, the big story today that we're focusing on continues to be the Vyapam scam and the dramatic U-turn taken by Chief Minister Shivraj Singh Chauhan, who said today that his government will tell the High Court that it's ready for a CBI probe. Earlier today, Law Minister Sadananda Gowda came under fire for calling the scam a silly issue, which the Prime Minister doesn't need to respond to. Later on, Mr. Gowda has issued a statement insisting that he wasn't talking about the Vyapam scam, but about Lalit Modi, though the evidence suggests otherwise.
See, certain issues which are so simple issues, so silly issues, that need not be answered by the Prime Minister. Our Honorable Home Minister, the Ministers of the concerned departments, even my party President Amit Shah, they have all answered everything.
Said that Lalit Modi's case, that is very simple and silly. But I never said that the Vyapam case is simple and silly. Now, everywhere it has appeared in the media that I said the matter pertaining to Vyapam case is also silly and simple.
प्रधानमंत्री जी अब देश में मौन रहते हैं, केवल ट्वीट करते हैं कि वहाँ पे टूनिसिया में ये हो रहा है, अल्जीरिया में ये हो रहा है, सीरिया में ये हो रहा है, और अब बड़े आराम से होंगे वे सेंट्रल एशिया का दौरा कर रहे हैं, कम से कम वहाँ भाषण करने का उनको अवसर मिल रहा है. भारत में उनकी चुप्पी है, मौन है.
The question is then whether the Prime Minister should stay silent on any of these issues any longer, or is the silence something that is being deliberately done by him at this particular time? Joining us on the program tonight, we have a senior advocate, Sanjay Hegde, Supreme Court advocate. Also, Rana Ayub joins us tonight from Mumbai. Shahid Siddiqui, the editor of Nai Dunya, joins us from Delhi. And our two party spokespersons tonight, Sambit Patra back with us this evening, and Mr. Tom Badakan of the Congress Party. Sambit, let me first come to you on what Sadananda Gowda said. He's issued a statement this evening from the PIB, which says that the Law Minister wasn't talking about the Vyapam case as simple and silly. He was talking about the Lalit Modi issue. However, Sambit, that is not the case. We have the entire soundbite. We have the entire transcript. He's talking about an SIT. He's talking about a number of deaths that have taken place in the last few months. That a suo motu CBI investigation cannot be conducted. None of those statements is anything to do with Lalit Modi. Why this? To me, frankly, the clarification sounds worse than the original statement.
No, in fact, Nidhi, the clarification has come from the minister, and he has said that he was speaking about the Lalit Modi issue. And as to why I feel he was really speaking about the Lalit Modi issue, if you look into the first bite, which the whole bite was not played, he said that on this issue, our Home Minister has spoken and the party president has also spoken. Let me remind you of the fact, in the case of Vyapam, the party president has not spoken. As far as the Lalit Modi incident, the Sushma Swarajji's incident was concerned, in that case the party president had spoken. So he is factually correct in saying that.
Actually, no,
he has
he's
been
not.
misquoted.
He's not. And I'm going to play out that soundbite because I anticipated that you would say this. Let's just run that entire soundbite from beginning to end. Let's just play that.
Law and order is a state subject. The state is already initiated a SIT and they are going ahead with the investigation and all that. Of course, really a series of deaths that has been occurred since last few months, it's a matter of concern. I do concede, I don't dispute that. But still it is a state subject. So if the state feels that it needs to be investigated by some other agency like CBI or something. See, certain issues which are so simple issues, so silly issues, that need not be answered by the Prime Minister. Our Honorable Home Minister, the ministers of the concerned departments, even my party president Amit Shah, they have all answered everything. For each and every silly issues the Prime Minister has to answer. It is not fair.
And the question that he was asked, Sambit, was why is the Prime Minister silent on this issue? And before that, he's clearly talking about, he's not talking about the Lalit Modi issue. Why have there been such a series of gaffes?
Nidhi, though I would never defend the indefensible, and if he said silly for the Vyapam case, I would fold my hands and ask for apologies.
Is
and
even the
beg for
Lalit Modi
apology.
issue a silly
But let
issue?
me tell you, I have heard the first part of his speech where he said that I'm concerned about every death and an investigation by the CBI also would do fine. But in the second part, when the question was asked, what I heard was Lalit Modi. And surely the answer of the minister was pertaining to Lalit Modi.
There was not a reference to Lalit Modi at all in that question.
See, let me be very candid over here. If the minister said this silly comment for Vyapam, let me apologize. There is no need for showing any kind of arrogance in air over here. But I firmly believe that what the minister said was in respect to Lalit Gate, because our party president, Mr. Amit Shah, had spoken only about that issue. Mr. Amit Shah has not spoken about the Vyapam case. I think you know that.
Okay, Tom Barakan.
Well, he called it silly. I mean, we have seen the tape. What was in his mind, I don't know. But yes, public perception is that he called the whole 2,000 people in jail, 40 and counting people dead, and the entire country is waiting in anxiety what the Supreme Court is going to say. And there is the Chief Minister taking it to the CBI. Be what it may, but silly sounds a little strange, Dr. Patra, because I take your argument. He had something which he has probably discussed with you. I don't know. What is your discussion with him?
At least Sambit is saying that if he has said it, he won't defend it.
No, I'm just saying, if Patra has information to that effect, I wouldn't know. But public perception, unfortunately, Dr. Patra, is this. But you are ready to apologize for it? Fair enough.
Okay.
We don't want to extend it.
The real issue here, though, Shahid Siddiqui, is the Prime Minister's silence. Today, Swapan Gupta wrote a piece saying that essentially his silences are premeditated and born of calculation, and that that there is a thought behind this, that he's not basically going to speak because the media and TV anchors are saying he should speak, because the opposition is saying he should speak, but when he feels that he should speak on his terms. Shahid Siddiqui, is that a political risk to take, or is that the right strategy?
Nidhi, India is a country which is large, which is so complex, which has so many diversities, and it is the Prime Minister of the country who leads this nation not only politically but socially, morally, and it is on this plank that Mr. Narendra Modi came to power. And he has been speaking on occasions, and in fact every week when he has his Man Ki Baat, as not only as a political leader but as a moral social reformer. So for him not to speak on these issues, to remain silent on these issues is strange, and to defend that is stranger. And I think even in democracies like Britain, the Prime Ministers do speak on most of these issues, and this was the criticism of Shri Manmohan Singh by Shri Narendra Modi. This was the criticism coming from BJP of Shri Manmohan Singh. And now the same thing is happening now, and I feel that whether it is this party or that party, they become extremely arrogant once they are in power and they make this kind of silly comments. I can only call it a silly comment, and if they have to make a responsible, sensitive comment, don't make these silly comments and insult the intelligence of the nation.
Rana Ayub, one of the things though that Swapan Gupta has argued, and he wasn't free to come on the program tonight, is that as I mentioned, that politically also he can't be seen to be caving into pressure from outside pressure, and therefore it's important for the Prime Minister to speak at his own time. Wouldn't you say that makes sense for him politically, or do you think it's backfiring?
No, I don't see how it makes sense politically for Narendra Modi to not speak at this point of time. Remember, he is the one. I mean, remember how Manmohan Singh was being targeted, and Manmohan Singh went down in history as the man, as a weak Prime Minister, as the man who would never speak. Strangely, today, as things are, Narendra Modi has made Manmohan Singh sound like one of the most articulate prime ministers of our time. Let's face it, Narendra Modi was the man who brought in the entire Twitter revolution in India. He was the man who ran his entire political campaign on the basis of social media. When you treat on every possible trivial issue, why is it that there are 42 deaths in the Vyapam case? There's a Lalit Modi scandal in which many of his cabinet ministers are being named. It is only justified that Prime Minister Narendra Modi at least expresses his concern to us. I mean, where is the moral compass that he used to speak about? I mean, at this point of time, as we see it, the government is absolutely lacking in the moral compass, which results in the kind of statements that the Sadananda Gowda or other ministers from the MP government have been making in recent times.
Sambit Patra, all right, before more criticism comes your way, let me take this back to you. And we've had many of these conversations over the various gates that have happened over the last few weeks about why the Prime Minister doesn't say anything. Sambit, the point is that when there were scandals and scams breaking under the UPA's rule, you all criticized Manmohan Singh for keeping quiet and for his inaction. How is this Prime Minister doing anything differently from Manmohan Singh?
I mean, you would be astonished probably as to why I was smiling when my friend Rana Ayubji was speaking. I was smiling because I thought today I have to convince people who felt that Manmohan Singh ji was one of the most articulate Prime Minister. So I was in my smiling mode. Anyhow, not drawing away from rhetorics and coming to the topic, I also draw from what the article of Mr. Swapan Das Gupta says today, that Mr. Modi's silence is calculated. Though I would not preempt, but I would say it has to be calculated because what Swapan Das says, he should not loosen his grip on the larger national narrative. And I believe every second day we are trying to draw the Prime Minister of a country towards a unnecessary vortex of media discussion. Now take the incidents of Vyapam. It is very important. It is a matter of concern. No death should occur. Every death is a matter of concern. I agree to it. But enough of deliverance has been given by both the courts, the High Court of Madhya Pradesh as well as the Supreme Court. They have spoken enough. So the thing which is monitored by the High Court, a thing which is looked upon by the court of the country, why should the Prime Minister interject and speak
then
over and above that?
Then why did Shivraj Singh Chauhan say that they're going to ask for a CBI probe today? I mean, till yesterday you all were maintaining that it would be inappropriate for the BJP to approach the High Court because the High Court was overseeing this case. And after less than 24 hours later, you have a complete about turn, a complete U-turn.
No,
but the point, Sambit, is that aren't these issues, if Manmohan Singh had kept quiet on this and he didn't act during 2G and CWG and the whole series of scams and the coal scam certainly, wasn't he criticized for that?
I'll tell you the difference. Now, when Manmohan Singh ji was the Prime Minister, he was simultaneously the coal minister during the tenure when the coal scam took place. When he was asked, he said, "Acha, it has happened. I was not aware." Look, the coal minister not knowing what had happened under his nose, in fact. He says, "I did not know of it." Secondly, if you probed him more, he would say, it is because of compulsions of coalition. And when there's nothing else left, then his favorite one-liner was, "Mere hazar jawabon se
Let me
achhi
get
hai
Sanjay
meri
Hegde into
khamoshi."
this.
This is not the case in this case.
No, here there's complete silence, Sanjay. There's complete silence. That's the difference.
You know the danger of the Prime Minister keeping
compulsion either.
The danger
where is the scam? Where is the scam?
The danger to the Prime Minister if he keeps keeping silent is that ultimately people will forget the Prime Minister and only remember Sambit Patra, because Sambit Patra speaks for the Prime Minister all the time. That is the true danger. In a democracy, if you lose the narrative, if you lose that connect with the people, that is what the chief executive of a democracy is supposed to do. Why, when those people were shot in that church in Charleston, it was President Obama's eulogy that put a seal on the comforting of a nation. The function of a chief executive is to be always in touch with those whom he leads. If the perception is that he will not speak and instead we will have a battery of spokespersons to shut down debate, then sorry, the people will speak.
I'll take that back to Sambit and then to Tom Boddican. Sambit.
No, there are a battery of spokespersons because there are a battery of media channels who are after the Bharatiya Janata Party. So naturally, we need to have a battery of spokespersons. But no offense
Nobody
meant.
is after the BJP.
No, no. Yeah.
No. I told no offense meant though. It was said in a lighter mood. So why don't you take in lighter mood? But what I meant to say was, look, Prime Minister Narendra Modi is in grip of the larger narrative of the country, and that is development. As far as the Vyapam case is concerned, why should the Prime Minister speak when the Supreme Court has spoken? Should he supersede
not even
what the
express
Supreme
concern?
Court has
Just 1
spoken
minute,
and
Nidhi.
speak over it?
Just 1 minute. Sambit, the Supreme Court doesn't speak for the Prime Minister. The Supreme Court is an independent constitutional function of its own. It has a different jurisdiction. The Prime Minister cannot speak or rely on the Supreme Court to speak for it. Please, don't hide behind the
10
Supreme
seconds.
Court.
I'll answer you.
Yeah.
See, Sanjay, the whole thing is going on. The investigation, which is monitored by the High Court, is still on. Why should the Prime Minister speak in the middle of the investigation, which is being looked after by the High Court?